lounging, son.
Welcome back to the Comic Lounge. My name is Ryan, and today I'm going to be talking about Deadpool Team Up #1 by none other than the man himself, Rob Liefeld, creator of Deadpool. I am so stoked for this series. I had to pick up all three variants. I picked up, the regular A cover, I picked up his B cover, and of course I had to pick that shiny foil up. It is amazing. Before I get into it, I want to remind everybody, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Check out some of the rest of the dope content on the channel, including a playlist dedicated to none other than Rob Liefeld. So go check it out. And now let's jump into issue 1 of Deadpool Team Up. So I've been super stoked for this. The minute it was announced, I mean, this is Rob's last go at, I believe, not just Deadpool, but I think he's done with Marvel work going forward post, once the series is done. Gonna focus on, some other projects, including some of his creator-owned stuff, which I know he's working on, including Last Blood, which I've done an episode on #1. Check that out. And I think some bucket list items too. I think he's mentioned. I think I remember him saying Thundar on Robservations, his podcast. Another dope thing that he does is his Robservations podcast. Highly recommend, if you haven't checked that out, to check that out. He's teaming Deadpool up with some characters we've never seen before, including CRYSTAR, who I had no idea who he was. I remembered seeing the cover. I know there was toys. I picked up the issue 1 when I saw that he was going to be in this team up book. So I'll do an episode on that eventually. And then we got Wolverine, Major X, Spider-Ghost, aka, Spider-GWEN, and of course we got some Hulk right here. Dope cover, dope concept too. I love seeing Deadpool team up with other characters. Rob's fully on this one. He's writing and penciling. He doesn't have his sometimes he'll pair up with a co-writer, he'll plot and they'll script it, but he's doing it all. And I would expect nothing less than, if you're going to go out, you got to do it all yourself, and he definitely delivers. And we open up with Deadpool and Ral Dorn, the Dragon Lord, who is, as Deadpool says, has been his guide throughout this dungeon with dragons. And they're gonna face none other than, as you're gonna flip, a freaking dragon. And, I'm really glad that Rob mentioned it on his podcast, because I would never have known who the hell Ral Dorn, Dragon Lord, is. But I believe he said he was a Steve Ditko creation. So I'm definitely gonna seek out some of those comics just to kind of, check out where this character came from, because there's a reason Rob is using him, and it's not just as a throwaway. He obviously had some sort of an impact and stuff, and wanting to use some obscure characters is always cool. So they're going after this dragon. The whole reason Deadpool's here is because he's trying to get these dragon eggs, and he's about to get torched by this freaking dragon queen. And even as he's fighting, prepare for epic levels of irritable bowel syndrome. I mean, just Rob always writes Deadpool so funny, but he also puts a lot of heart, a lot of action in his books. You got Deadpool going after the Nakatori clan, these ninjas, and obviously outnumbered. Even as they're telling him they're going to cut his head off, he's like, you may not know that I got to heal him. He can regenerate. He's got his healing factor, so you got to catch me first. And the whole reason they're after him, he said he had no idea his masseuse was the Shogun's daughter, I swear. And I love this full page spread, man. Deadpool, coming up, falling off the glass. You see all the city beneath him. And then we got this awesome shot of how he's falling down and shooting up at the ninjas, thinking he's going to hit the awning. No, he hits straight into the ground and immediately gets punched by somebody calling him a moron, and it's none other than Lady Anime. And I love how she can depict herself in this anime style, but he even tells hey, can you drop the cartoon settings? She's like, I'll help you, but it's going to cost you. So what's it going to cost? There's a high value target. Multiple syndicates are seeking to obtain this, and it needs to be at the docks by midnight. What is it? It's a dragon egg. So that's going to tie us right back into the beginning of the story. And we see Deadpool coming up. We got these guys. He calls them Crockett and Tubbs, which is super funny. Call back to some of the great 80s action films. Lethal Weapon. Guys, it's time to pack it up. Deadpool's on he's on this mission. You guys got no chance. And then we see a freaking dragon coming straight at Deadpool. And the name of it, Baron Skagarak. It's a mouthful, but it's funny nonetheless. And you got the commander of the Dragon Riders of Ramatpalan. So Deadpool facing off against a dragon. We got this dude who never seen him before either. Scarglepuff, he calls it. So this is where we're gonna see the Dragon Lord come back in. Gotta ask me out before you hold hands, Peanut, he calls him. And this is just some of the most action-packed Deadpool comics I've seen in a while. I mean, Rob is always delivering the action, always delivering the humor every time he drops a Deadpool book, and this one is just chock full of action. Every single guest appearance is serving a purpose, right? Like, why is Dragonlord here? Well, of course, because he needs dragon eggs. And Lady Anime being in there, obviously she's going to protect him from the Nakatori clan. And so he says, he'll help. There's no escaping with the threat that the Baron poses. The world is going to burn. I can prevent it. Come with me. We got to get out of here. And then he mounts Dragon Man. And again, the coloring choices too that Juan Manuel Rodriguez is doing, which I've never seen him. I don't think he's colored Rob before, but he does a phenomenal job on this book. He even got Chance Wolf doing some ink slinging on here along with Rob. This is a beautiful looking book. It's fun. It's action packed. Again, the quips are just in full effect here, but this is it's awesome. And of course, it's the team up book. You saw a bunch of characters on the front. So even as Dragonlord's getting the shit beat out of him by this dude, somebody else is going to jump in the mix. And how does he make his debut in here? I love this. You just hear the snick and you hear the bub. And you know exactly who we're dealing with. It's Wolverine. Wolverine's come to help Deadpool, which you don't often see him wanting to help Deadpool. Usually they're at odds with one another. He got the message from Lady Anime. But he's sorry he didn't get here till after the Dragon already started burning down the docks. So now Wolverine and Deadpool are going straight at it. He's like, I don't have the egg yet. And without them, I'm scrambling, which is super funny. And so now we got Wolverine, Deadpool, Dragon Lord all teaming up. Dragon Lord's got his staff back. And, he shows that it's in his hands. It means something else. And it can transform into one of the most dangerous and powerful devices in all the universe. So again, this is something, if this doesn't make you want to read more about Dragonlord, I don't know what will. And to be honest with you, I don't think anybody's even thinking about this character in 2024. So kudos to Rob for making him really interesting in just a few short pages and at least making me want to seek out more and learn more about him. So he opens this portal to where he hid the dragon eggs, and even Wolverine's like, I got a weird feeling about this, and he's like, I could use a change of scenery. It'd be a nice beach, a mocktail. And we come up to CRYSTAR. That's how we end the book. And I like how the choice of doing the lettering on here, kind of looking like a scroll, reminiscent of all the fantasy books. I believe that might even be a lettering aesthetic that they did in the CRYSTAR book. I can't remember. I only flipped through it. I haven't read it yet, but now we got CRYSTAR in the mix. And next issue, we're going to enter Weird World. And look at that cover to number 2. Phenomenal. So if you're a Deadpool fan like I am, this is the book for you. If you're a Rob Liefeld fan like I am, this is the book for you. And the perfect book to come out right as the hype and the height of the popularity of Deadpool Wolverine in theaters being the #1 rated R movie of all time. That movie was phenomenal. So I can't think of a better time to release this title than during Deadpool Wolverine's theatrical release. So go pick this up. I highly recommend it. Get those other variants too. Those variants are sick. Like I said, you got that A cover here. Got that B cover, just Deadpool Wolverine with the blood splatter in the back. And then, of course, you got that shiny foil, which is just so sick. So go pick it up. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you're notified every time a new vid drops. And on that note, I'm out.